Guest here joining us right now, Steph Black, an abortion activist in Washington, D.C. Thanks for being with us here. Certainly at the early hours that you're joining, I appreciate it here. I'm stuck. Looking at how the sides are shoring up for battle essentially at this point. How big of a political fight are we talking about here? Will it define this generation of activists? Are you planning a fight basically in every electoral district within the next year?
Yeah, and I think the issue stems far beyond just electoral politics here. I think folks are already mobilizing. We've been mobilizing since this Supreme Court opinion was leaked back in early May. And it actually gave us the time to be able to set in motion a lot of the actions that we're seeing pop up today. But yes, this will absolutely have consequences in the upcoming elections as well.
I feel this is, if not the most, certainly one of the most divisive issues in America today. How do you go out about waging a political fight against a topic that almost a fundamental religious belief for the quote-unquote other side?
By also affirming that it is one of my fundamental religious beliefs. I am a Jewish woman in America, which means that abortion is not only encouraged if the pregnant person's life is in danger, but is actually required. And being able to say that my moral religious values are not trumped by fundamentalist evangelical Christianity. So being able to go out on the streets as a woman, as a Jewish woman, as a woman of faith, and also assert that has been critical in the last couple of weeks.
Am I defining this right even? Do you find that most of your opponents on this topic there are coming to this from a side, on the pro-life side, coming to this on the side of religious beliefs, or are they mentioning God, or am I misaligning their position to some degree?
I think they are. I think that's, frankly, I think that's a really easy excuse on their side. I think it's easy for them to warp Old Testament values. I think it's easy for them to claim that this is a matter of God and religion, but what it really is a matter of control and controlling people's bodies and people's reproduction. If it was a matter of birth and it was a matter of children and saving babies, as they like to say, we wouldn't have an infant formula shortage. We wouldn't have one of the highest maternal mortality rates. We'd have paid leave. We'd have universal health care. But as it stands, we don't have those things. So it's never been about babies. It's never been about actually protecting women, as they sometimes like to claim. It's been about using their fundamentalist beliefs to control people's bodies.
Is there a fear? I think the answer is yes. But how big is the fear that this is just the beginning of a ball rolling downhill, essentially pushing or rolling back even many of the liberal tenets of America at this point? Are you afraid this is going to snowball into something bigger?
I think it is. I think the justices opened a door pretty damn wide to say that other civil liberties, especially ones that have been built on the 14th Amendment, to start rolling those back. I know I'm a queer woman, I'm engaged, and my fiance and I are heading to the courthouse on Monday to get legally married before the possibility of it being revoked happens. But this has precedent not only for legal gay marriage, but it also has, the implications that it might be illegal to be gay, period. That, there are going to be laws that say being in any sort of same-sex relationship might be overturned. Same thing with interracial marriage. And, this is not only going to affect abortion specifically, but it's going to affect contraception. It's going to affect IVF treatment. So the consequences of this are going to reverberate very, very strongly in the next weeks, months, years.
Certainly the argument that taking exaggerated positions has fallen a little flat in light of recent events here. So certainly all things to be taken seriously. Steph Black joining us from Washington, D.C. Early hours. Again, thanks for being with us.